We're back. Let's see what Ivy is doing in Sheung Wan.
Who knew there was so much to learn about antiques and its restoration processes? And now with new technologies on the horizon, we can look forward to new investment options. What's the connection between NFTs, blockchain, and art? Well, in my opinion, they go hand in hand because we're dealing with intellectual property. And what better way to protect it than to develop an NFT for it? Let's go find out more from an expert.
From antiques to NFTs, that's an interesting combination of old and new. But how does that work?
So Warren, in the simplest way possible in a line, how can you explain NFT?
Well, that's a big question. But simply put, NFT stands for non-fungible token, which just means a token or certificate that represents something and you cannot exchange.
For example, I can't funge this cup because for all I know, it could be an antique, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right?
But a more common example people use would be dollar bills. Let's say if some famous artist drew something on it,
Okay.
and that artist being famous, that dollar bill itself is no longer just a dollar bill. It's unique, and there's certain artistic value to that. So that is one way to view non-fungible. It is no longer a commodity. It's no longer same with everything else. I think NFT is important nowadays in the art world because it finally gives artists or creator a way to trade art that is digital. People are comfortable buying this, knowing that at any point in time, they could look it up and see, oh, what I bought now actually originated from the creator.
Right.
I'm buying the real thing.
And that traceability, I reckon that's also really important in antique trading, right?
Yes.
Because you need to be able to verify antiques.
So the use of blockchain technology, we tried to do that with our first NFT launch based on antique. Antique requires the authentication, requires the traceability that you talked about. And then blockchain or NFT technology provides that. And that's why we kind of merged them together. Can you guess how old this is?
Well, could it possibly be about 1,000 years old? I mean, it's pretty well worn and so much rust on it.
Right, that's a good guess. So 1,000 years ago, that would be around Song Dynasty. But actually, this is 2,000 years ago.
Whoa, that's before Christ.
Yes, that is around that time.
It's actually really like ornamented here. You know, there's a lot of patterns and.
Usually, this type of tool are very utilitarian. So not much decoration. But since it had it, it means that someone of importance must have been the owner of this. This whole set came from most likely from temples. And then these were ceremonial use, which means that people only take them out when there are celebrations or ceremony.
All of these have NFTs minted for them.
They will have. Right now, only these two.
Only these two. Okay. So what's different about these two?
Yeah, so now that these two have been minted, you should consider yourself very lucky to be able to see them because we reserve these for NFT holders. Only they have the special right to come see them, handle them, and to learn about them. So not just from me, if they want, they can schedule experts to ask about the Warring States period, to ask about Qing Dynasty, metal alloy and whatnot. And it's through understanding these, we hope that they can be interested in this. Right now, we're the only people in the world that launched antique NFTs.
Oh, is that right?
So it's an experiment because if you look at the marketplace, a lot of NFTs are purely virtual, purely digital. And to have something tied to a physical artwork, antique specifically, we're the world's first one. You know, we see movies, we see video games, epics based on, you know, historical novels, whatnot. People fail to realize that, oh, these antiques were the exact thing that existed back then. And yet very little young people realize that. And I just want to use NFT as an opportunity to introduce them to the wonderful things about ancient arts.
Who would have thought there was so much history and story behind every piece of artwork, antique, and even NFT? It could be attractive for youngsters and helps us think outside the box when it comes to our investment opportunities.